Have you ever felt super driven to start something, whether that be a workout routine, a business that you have in mind, a goal, and when that spark of inspiration hits, you feel super motivated and then you start it. And you'll be super disciplined for a week, 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden you lose consistency. And what's crazy about it is that if you would have continued this one thing and stayed consistent to it, you would have accomplished so much by now. For example, if a year ago you stuck to that workout routine that you were doing consistently, by now you would have been in amazing shape. But that's the big question. Although you're motivated and disciplined to do things in the moment, why can't you stay consistent to it? And the answer to that question is simply comfort. You know, although a week ago you were super disciplined and motivated to start something, 2 weeks later you realize, I can skip today, you know, why not? I'm doing okay, you know, things are manageable, they're good enough for me to feel comfortable. And so you take that day off, but then 1 day off turns into 2 days off, and then 2 days off turns into 3 days off, and then that becomes a new norm. And that one thing that a week ago you were super disciplined about, now you totally forgot about it and you lack consistency with it. So in this case, what's the first thing you gotta understand is that every single thing that you do in your life that you stay consistent to and that you lack consistency with, everything that's good in your life and everything that's bad in your life is your fault and you have control over it. And I find myself doing the exact same thing. For example, I have a business that I'm starting and I'm super excited about and I'll be putting so much effort into it. And then 2 weeks later, that initial motivation that I had goes away because I realize, I'm good enough, I'm comfortable, things are going all right. And then boom, that streak of consistency is gone. So knowing that, what can you do to stay consistent with things in your life that will benefit you? Number one is finding something about whatever it is that you're doing that you enjoy. Because what's better than doing something every single day that you enjoy doing? And this was a big thing for me when I started working out. When I first started working out, I got a gym membership, and every single day I was consistent with it. I would go to the gym, sit on machines, rep it out, and I would do this day after day after day. But after a while, I lost motivation because I wasn't excited about it anymore, and so I lacked consistency with it. And I knew it was my fault, and at the same time, I knew I should continue working out because it's something that's good for me. So I told myself, okay, I'm gonna keep working out, but I'm gonna find a training style that I enjoy, something that I actually look forward to doing. So then I came across calisthenics, which is basically body weight training. So doing things like handstand push-ups, muscle-ups, etc. And this was super fun to me. I enjoyed the process of it and I enjoyed the progression of it. Now here I am 5 years later, still working out every single day. And I still look forward to it. I still get excited about it. Every single day I'm excited to go to the gym, do some calisthenics, do some hybrid training, and do the workouts that I enjoy. So nothing changed. I'm still working out, I'm staying consistent to it, but the only thing that allows me to stay consistent to it is that I found a way to enjoy it. Number two, this is also a big thing that I struggled with and I still struggle with till this day, and that is procrastination. Because what happens is that when you first start something, whether that be growing a business, for example, right, you're gonna be focusing on building a website, growing your social, learning more about this business and this industry that you're trying to get into, and you're driven, you're staying consistent with it, and you're doing it every single day. But after some time, what happens is that you get certain tasks that you know you have to do, but then in the moment you hold it off, you procrastinate, and then next day comes and now you have double the amount of tasks to do, so you procrastinate it again, and then the following day comes again and now you have 4 times the amount of tasks that you have to do, so you procrastinate it again. But now it becomes super hard to stay consistent with it because your workload is so much more than it was if you were to just stay consistent and not procrastinate. And like I said, this is something I would do a lot. I would procrastinate things, it would make it a lot harder for me, and then I would lack consistency with it. But there's something else that's really helpful, and that is pre-crastination. It's basically the opposite of procrastination. Pre-crastination is doing things now to make it easier for your future self. So for example, you know you have an assignment due next week, so you tell yourself, okay, let me do it right now, let me start it right now. This way by the time next week comes, I have it off my workload. And so what happens is that you do it now, you finish it, let's say tomorrow, and then by the time next week comes, you realize, oh, I don't have to do this assignment, let me focus on something else. You see, you gotta treat your future self as if it's a close friend of yours. Do things now to make it easier for yourself tomorrow and the day after. That is one of the biggest things I learned to stay consistent with whatever it is that you're doing in your life. Number three, temptations and distractions. Again, I'll take the example of working out. So you're supposed to be working out today, but then your friends say, oh, let's go out to a bar, let's go do something. So you say, okay, yeah, forget about working out, I'm gonna go out today. But just like that, you messed up the whole momentum of you staying consistent with it. Because you made it okay for you to do it today, so tomorrow you'll make it okay to do it again. And then the day after, it'll be okay to do it again. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not telling you to not go out and have fun with your friends and do other things that you wanna do. But what I do suggest is that you have your priorities and your responsibilities straight. And you always make sure that those things are in line. Now, if those things are all up to date and they're all in line, then sure, go out, have fun, hang out with your friends, do whatever you want. But if your responsibilities and your priorities are not up to date and they're not in line, then in that case, you should prioritize what you have to do instead of doing other things. Now, this goes back to the point of procrastination, right? You're doing something now, now. You're prioritizing something right now so that tomorrow it's easier for you. So if you get all your responsibilities and all your priorities in line today, tomorrow you'll find, oh, I have a little bit less workload and my friends want me to hang out. Perfect, I can go out. And number 4, lack of clarity. Oftentimes you forget why you're doing this one thing. You know, initially when you started it, you were super motivated and disciplined because you got some spark of inspiration to start it. But after a few weeks, you'll forget the why. Why are you doing this one thing? And the why is the most important thing because it's the only reason you are staying consistent with this one thing that you're doing. You know, I want to work out because I want to get in shape, because I want to feel better about myself. I want to start this business because I want to be financially independent and be free. I want to complete this assignment and get good grades because I want to graduate school. You know, those are all the whys as to why you're doing something. And as soon as you forget it, you lack consistency with it because there's no reason for you to do it anymore. So always make sure whatever it is that you're doing, you have a vision for yourself as to why you're doing it. Envision your future self if you were to stay consistent with it for months and years on end, where you can end up. And as soon as you remember that motivation, that inspiration, and that discipline to do it comes right back. And listen, nobody's perfect. Personally, I've made content creation, which is my dream, my career. And I'm super proud and happy about that for myself. But the journey leading up to this right now, I lacked consistency. A lot of times I fell off. Something that I was super disciplined with, I just stopped. And that was completely my fault. But then I remembered why I was doing it. I was excited to do it again. Then I moved forward and I continued doing it. You know, nothing in your life is gonna be like this all the time. It's gonna be like this, like this, like this, like this, like this. But the most important times in this is whenever you're going down, whenever you're dipping. Because these are the moments you need to apply what I mentioned in the video, the 4 points I just said. You need to remember the reason as to why you're doing it. You need to find something about it that you enjoy. You need to avoid temptations and distractions. And you need to stop procrastinating. And when you do those things, whenever you go down, it's like a slingshot. Boom. And then it happens again. Boom. And then it happens again. Boom. And so although along this journey you're having dips, overall you're going up. Anyways, hope this helps. This is a video I want to make because this is something I relate to heavily. And consistency, as well as lacking consistency, is something that everybody deals with. But you just need to remember that it is your fault. If you're lacking consistency, it's 100% your fault. That's a good thing because that means you have control over it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please make sure to subscribe and turn those post notifications on so you know exactly when I upload, so I can continue to help you out in every way possible. That being said, I will see you in the next video.